Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to week one, second class. As I was saying yesterday, they're only an hour long, so that gives a lot of time for us to get through some stuff. Not a lot of time to get through some stuff, but that's okay. It's only about 2 pages of notes. All right, so week one, the announcements. Like I said, this is only an hour-long class, so again, that's why I changed stuff. As you saw, I have changed the class from 7:30 to 8:30 instead of 7:30 to 9:30. Today's class, we're going to be covering the assignment, what's required, what's needed, and how to turn it in. And the good thing is, with this requirement, with this class, you're going to have an option of 2 ways to submit. All right. First, let's go over this. The life cycle of programming. We have our analysis step. In the analysis step, information is, and I need to spell check, gathered on current equipment, current manpower, and so much more. Design. In the design step, this is where the initial plan is placed onto paper, then programmed into the system. Implementation. During the implementation step, the staff takes the program from the test environment and places it into the real-world arena. When testing, this is the next step, testing. When testing the new program in the real-world arena, any of the glitches are fixed while keeping the system up if possible. Evaluation. Evaluating the data is kept during the testing phase, brings out the information for the usability of the program. And at any one of those points, we can go back to the analysis if it doesn't seem to be flowing properly. But no matter what, we're always analyzing the data to make sure it is still working for what we need. So that's why we have our circular motion there. All right, are there any questions on this one?
Not yet.
All right, so the assignment. It says complete the following programming exercise from chapter 1 and 2. Okay, remember, let's go back to here, to the modules. Student data files. There's the data files. And let's see, this one. No, yeah, we're not using the vital source in this class. Student data files, live session recordings, career preparation. And assignment 1. Okay, so as you're going through those, let's go ahead and we're going to download one more time just to demonstrate. Student data files, download it. All right, so as you can see, we have chapter 1. And now we're going to debug the text code. All right, we take a look here. This pseudocode is intended to describe computing the price of an item on sale for 20% off. All right, so what is pseudocode? Pseudocode is, there's pretty much 6 steps to it. Start by writing down the purpose of the process. As you can see, the pseudocode is intended to describe computing the price of an item on sale for 20% off. There's the step 1. Step 2, write the initial steps of pseudocode. that set the stage for functions. Okay, we start. Input the original price. Set discount equals price times 20%. Set final price equals original price minus discount. And output final pre-source and stop. All right, where in that there is an error. And you can fix it, or you can do one other option. Because we take a look here. See how that says discount? Orig price, that's good. But discount minus DISCNT. Output final price, stop. All right, now, as I was saying last night, there's a couple routes to do this. This is what's called pseudocode. So I'm going to allow either pseudocoding or the flow chart. Now, when we talk about the flow chart, let's go ahead and bring up the flow chart. I just did this today. What did I do with it? I thought I had it here. There's a programming process. Post. What did I do with it? I apologize. Here's the student data. There we go. Coding procedure. All right, as I was just going over, write the initial steps, write the function, pseudocode, add comments if necessary, read over the finished projects for logic errors, and review the pseudocode. So, now when doing this, some people have a hard time seeing how that's going to work in this pseudocode function here. Some people don't quite see it because there's two types of programmers. There's left-minded and right-minded, as I was discussing last night. Left-minded, more data. Right-minded, more graphically oriented. So that's something to think about as we're doing this, okay? So we're going to fix those. That's what we're doing, right? Let's go back. Home. Okay, so exercises 1 through 4, exercise 1 through 3 for chapter 2. All right, let's go back, bring that one up. Chapter 1, 1 through 4, those are your exercise. Chapter 2, 1 through 3. So we're going to take number 4 really quick. And you see, all right, so we've taken the start, the declaration, the strings, right? And now see how this has been broken out? Program prompts users for names of quantities for a $2 product and displays total for each user until XXX is entered. All right, so start. Let's take a look here. All our programs, all our stuff, well, this is an actual flow chart. Now, you'll notice that here they actually used what they're going to be using in the coding. They assigned it. Some people will do that. Some people won't. Okay. So I'm going to show you both options. All right. So first things first, flowchart, the main symbols. We have the terminal, which is the beginning and end of the program. That's the terminal prop. Then we have our process, mathematical and variables. Input, output, mathematical variables. Connectors. Connectors break the program into other sections. So it's a circle or what looks like a home base, home plate. It either breaks on the same page, circle with a number in it, or onto the next page, the symbol that looks like a pocket. The decision, a true, false, yes, no. Flow lines, basically where the lines go from step to step. All right, now, as we look here, and then I will also bring down here, this is the other step that some people prefer. All right, so age difference. So the start, right? So we would put start there, stop there, or we'd put age difference because this is where we're starting our program. Age 1. Okay, age 2. So I made this up today. Now, age 1 minus age 2. Is total a negative number? So, for example, age 1 is 38, age 2 is 40. This will be a negative 2. If yes, age difference times negative 1. That gives us 2. From a negative 2 to a 2, correct? Did I lose you?
Sorry, I did not realize my speaker was on, my headphones were on mute. Not yet. No, totally making sense.
Okay. So is the total a negative number? If it's not, there's your age difference too. All right. So that is a flowchart, just like this one. String name, number quantity, number price each equals 2. Number total, prompt 1, enter name, quantity, quit. String in message. Okay, now, see how this one goes, end of job, output in message, stop. This one's a detail loop. Output prompt 2. All right, so we have prompt 1, prompt 2. So it goes and gets those for you. Housekeeping. Output prompt 1, input name, and return. So the prompt 1, which is a string, prompt 2, string, quit is the end. See how that flows?
Yes.
Okay, but like I said, there's an example here as well. All right, so tonight, what we're looking for, debug. All right, so we're going to debug that. What's wrong with it? Let's take a look at it. Pseudocode segment is intended to compute and display the average grade of 3 tests. Start, declarations. We have number, test 1, number, test 2, number, test 2.
I would think number test 2 is twice, so that would be the first thing.
Okay, so it should be 3 because output
Is 1, 2, yep.
3. Input test 3. So the average, test 1, which is right, test 2, so it's plus, and test 3. So again, it's 3. There's your error. Divided by 3. Output average is answer, end.
Well, that is the one that you have highlighted. That's the only one that I see.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Okay.
All right, so that's what you're going to be doing. When we're creating one of those, what we're going to do, and as you're seeing, these are all debugs. All right, so this one's chapter 5, so we're not going to get into those tonight, but some people have to convert those over to actual flowcharts. That would be fine. But as you can see, these are small enough, we should be able to do them here, right? So let's go back. Complete the following program and exercises from chapter 1 and chapter 2. Exercises 1 through 4, 1 through 3. These exercises are written using examples from respective chapters and should be submitted in a text notepad or MS Word document. Save and submit your work as instructed below. So let's go back into here, bring that up. I hate when they crash.
I feel
Okay.
like Word always does.
It does. All right, so how do we turn this in? Best way. All right, so always put your name on your paper, right? So you don't have to do that because you'll see why. Chapter 1. Now, this is one option for doing this, okay? Chapter 1, page 35, exercises number 1 through 4. All right, so let's go to exercises 1 through 4. Okay, so we're going to start with 1. So that's 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now we've taken this chapter 1. Come on. All right, debug. Zero one dash 01 dot txt. All right, so now that I have that, we're going to copy this into here. So we copy that. All right, so this pseudo code is intended to describe computing price, the price of an item on sale for 20% off. Start, input original price. Set discount equals price times 0.2. Final price equals original price minus discount. Output final price. All right, so as we were discussing, here's going to be the error because this says discount, right? Set discount and orig price. So that should be Command V and just highlight it. So there's number 1. And we'll go on to number 2. And number 3. All right, so I'm going to take out the code. All right, so I'm finished with that one. copy it, Command V. All right, now this is where we're going to do it again, okay? So where do you think there's a mistake?
I'm reading. Well, I don't see a stop on the second one.
Ah, what's it do?
It's saying start and start.
Yep. Okay, so that's it right there. That's how easy this is.
Okay. I don't know if I believe you yet, Michael, but I'm gonna.
We're just looking for those errors. All this is, we're not programming. What we've done, for example, we've assigned. All right, so now we're going to take all this out just so I can go back and show you what we've done. All right, so for example, we're going to use this one. What they've done, so we're going to take that and copy it and paste it. All right, so what they've done, they've given an actual name to each event. So, easy way to do this to demonstrate it. All right. Line there. All right, so we're going to put input, Notice there's a couple inputs. But by changing this name, that's what we're assigning to that specific input, okay? So that's what we're using, just like this one. All right? So now we set, which is miles per gallon, that's this one. So now we're going to set miles per gallon equals, so we're not going to need those. We're not going to need those. All right. So we're going to set miles per gallon. All right. So you're starting to see this is basically how we break down a mathematical problem, right? There we go. Miles traveled, gallons used, and the output is miles per gallon, right? So now we look at this. So our miles traveled. So theoretically, if I wanted to do this math problem, miles traveled is, let's go 15. Gallons of gas used, 2. We're going to do the miles per gallon. Miles per gallon is miles traveled plus this, so 17. Then the output is miles per gallon, but this is for an output tag, all right? So that miles per gallon is what?
I don't know if I'm following you on this one.
Okay. Well, we're going to take this and delete it. All right, so miles per gallon. To get miles per gallon, it's this.
Miles traveled plus.
Yep.
Okay, so it's 17. Yes, I see what you're saying now.
And
Okay.
so I'll break it out now. There you go. So that's 17, right?
Yes.
Now, the output. What would the output be?
17.
Mm-hmm. So we're setting it. It does the math. We've tagged it. And because we've tagged it as miles per gallon, we output. It's going to take that output and show that output to the consumer. So it's 17 miles per gallon. Does that make sense?
It does, yes. Yes, it does.
I think there's another error in that too, by the way. There is.
The stop,
Huh?
the start.
Well, yep, but there's one other one.
Oh, let me see if I can find it.
How do you equate miles per gallon?
Hold on.
Oh,
Miles
okay.
per gallon equals. No, sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. I'm sorry.
No, I get it. It's fine.
Okay.
I didn't take it wrong.
Okay, thank you. Okay, miles or gallons. Which one were you thinking?
Okay. We want to get miles per gallon, right?
Yes.
Now, how do we equate miles per gallon?
By adding miles traveled and gallons of gas used.
Are we really doing that? This is where we have to make sure to check our math, right?
Okay.
How do I figure out miles per gallon? How to calculate
It's
gas?
subtracting, not adding.
Okay, miles per gallon. Okay. Miles given, miles driven, gallons used.
Oh, divided.
Dividing.
Okay.
So,
My goodness.
see, that was something else. So you did see what I'm saying is it's not just
Yes.
one error. There might be a couple in there.
Gotcha.
Now, so this would be.
But how do you really know that unless
Huh?
you're a mathematician? I mean, how do you really know that?
This is how you make sure. Okay.
You just go and check and say, let me make sure this is the right way to do it, basically. Okay, gotcha.
Where, remember our process. Let's go back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring the preview back up.
Gotcha. I'm following you now. I gotcha.
All right. In the analysis, information gathered. How do we do these mathematical equations? That's
Gotcha.
Remember, always do each step. If you skip one step, you don't gather what you need. Okay,
I see it now, Michael. I see it now.
Cool. So now, miles traveled divided by gallons used, right?
Yes. So that would actually come out to be 7.22, or if you're dividing.
2 into 15. 15 divided by 2.
7. You have 1 left over.
7.5.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Now, equals this. Notice that doesn't work in there, does it? So that type of math you can't do in Word. So you just go equals 15 divided by 2. because you can make it work here. There are formulas. There are formulas in Word. But personally, myself, I don't trust Word's formulas. Does that mean they're wrong? No, I just like to figure out and make sure I know the right formula before doing it.
I understand.
That makes sense. All right, so 7.5. Now, because of that, the output that you get, it takes that set and puts this on the screen for you of 7.5. And that's how you do it.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense now?
Yes.
Okay. Where do we get these names?
I don't know.
We kind of make up what we want.
Okay, I was about to say.
We're programming, right?
Okay.
All right, now let's just say, I'm going to use this one now because that's not one that's there. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to copy this, Command C. All right, now, this program accepts a user's monthly pay, rent, utilities, grocery bills, and displays the amount available for discretionary spending, which might be negative. Modify the program to output the pay and the total bills, as well as remaining discretionary amount. Okay, so we're going to delete this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 6, right? So okay, so first one. Do this. Center everything. Input. Input means you're actually typing the information in, right? Put input. Set discretionary amount. So this is called discretionary. That was the title they gave it, right? So this is going to be the set. So in other words, that's the mathematical portion. This is going to be pay, rent, utilities, groceries. All right, now our output. And remember, the output, all it's doing is taking this set and doing the math. Okay? All right, so what's the first error you see?
Okay. Pay, rent. So do capitalizing, does that matter when you are writing this?
No.
Okay, so
Usually you don't capitalize the first letter because
okay.
that seems to be the thing across the board.
So utilities is spelled incorrectly.
Okay, so this one?
Yes.
Okay, so basically all we have to do is copy.
Input rent, input utilities, input groceries.
There we go.
Just set discretionary. Equals pay minus an output. So do we have to put output in as well?
Output is discretionary. It's there. this part here is not for you to break down. You're not going to have to
Okay.
break this down. This is the picture version of this.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then it's pay, rent, utilities, groceries. Okay. That looks
Remember,
right to me.
the discretionary, we're setting, and the, like a database, discretionary is going to be this mathematical equation. All right. So let's say, give me a paycheck number, a number for a paycheck.
157.
So 157. That's a small paycheck.
Okay.
Now, your rent.
Oh, 1,200.
Utilities.
300.
Boy, that's expensive. Groceries.
200.
All right, now the set, remember the set is the mathematical equation of all this. So now what we're going to do is we could do it this way, which is that. So let me grab my phone here. Mind dump. Okay, so we're going to have 157. So that's the start one. Remember, input, pay, minus rent, 1,200, minus utilities, which is 300, minus groceries, that's 200, right? So that gives us a negative 1,543. And the output that it prints onto the screen or to paper, depending how you have the output, is that right there.
Okay.
Now, okay, so we've got this. Now you're starting to see the picture version of that, right? Right, so now we're going to delete this. And all this. So I should have just did that. All right, now what I want to do is I'm going to take my Word document. Let's bring it up. Whoops, wrong one. All right, let's go back a little. All right, so we're going to bring this one up. All right, now as we come down here, we're going to take this. Notice, see how that's done it. What did I do wrong with this? There's no start and stop.
Okay.
And see how this doesn't come across with what needs? All right, so yes, I did this on purpose because I wanted to go back and demonstrate that. So All right, so we're gonna, this is how you'd write it out for a mathematical problem, right? Well, now we need to write it out for programming. All right, so this pseudocode will, let's see, give the difference between two friends' ages. All right, now what are those hashtags for? What do they do? When we're coding, actually, huh?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, when we're actually coding, the hashtags give us a comment. It's not part of the program, it's a comment so that the designer, the programmer, knows what they're doing. But it's also a way for the programmer to leave internal notes for others when they look at their program. All right, so now we go start. Okay. Now we're going to do the input, right? Input. And let's see. Display a message asking user's age. So input user 1 age. All right. Next one. Input user 2 age. All right, so now we have those, right? So we've got this one, display message asking for the third, okay? So now we have those, right? Well, next, now we need the processing. Notice there's no processing here. Well, let's go back. And take a look. This is where the set comes in, right? So the set on all of these is the processing. So calculate the answers by subtracting the second age from the first age, okay? What did I do with the coding? Okay. All right, so we'll just go here. All right, now I want to do the processing, which is the set, right? Well, this is starting to look a little confusing because of the way it was done. So we're going to break this down a little bit more again, all right? To do that, we need to insert a table. We're going to go to 5, 2. All right, so there we have it. So now, remember, we're doing 2 inputs, right? And what else did I do wrong on that? Can you see?
I'm looking. Did you have to define set?
Well, set's going to be defined, but take a look here. Lowercase.
Okay,
Remember, everything has to be consistent for all programmers.
gotcha.
Start lowercase. It doesn't always mess up when it comes to a Mac or a PC, but if you're using, oh, mine don't. The other operating system out there.
Besides a Mac or a PC?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
I'm having your mind up. Anyway, if you're using that, the lowercase, uppercase could mess it up. All right, so now the set equals, but I have to actually give it something, right? Just like here, user age 1. User age 1. User age 2. Okay. Then the set. Remember, let's take a look here. Set, that's where we do a mathematical equation. So it's going to, for example, EIFF. We'll just put diff. All right. So now diff, because we had to do the set, what the set does says I'm going to give it a mathematical equation, and I'm going to call the final product of that mathematical equation diff. So now I'm going to take user age. And remember, you put the equal, Command V, minus user age 2, right? Okay, so that's going to be the diff.
And then you need to write stop.
No, we're missing one other thing. Okay, so we did the processing. But look what's in the processing.
If negative multiplied by -1.
Uh-huh. So that's going to be another set, right?
I don't know if is it another set or okay.
It's going to be because it's a mathematical equation, right?
Okay.
Well, let's see how those are written. If then statement in pseudocode, right? This is a nested element. Okay, now, as we go through this, see, this is an example for non-computer people. Now we're converting it over to computer people, right? If condition. So this is going to be the actual code. If hours worked are less than this, display, then else display. All right? So as you see here, this is what we're doing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And we're going to end the if. So we're going to copy that and bring that over to here. All right, now I'm going to put it right there. If condition then. Sequence 1. All right. Now the else. Sequence 1, but we have to give it a name, right? Sequence 1. Well, we did. So if diff. Sequence 1 is diff. Diff is less than 0. Because it's going to be less than 0 for a negative, right? All right, let's take a look. This one's really confusing. Let's go one that's not. And I'm showing you how to research your answers while we're doing this, by the way. So here we go. Magnitude 0 to 3, 4 to 6. Classification, little, medium. All right, so we're going down. If it's less than this and magnitude is greater than 3, then. So we're going to say if I'm going to take that one out. As you can see, it was an error we didn't need. And this is where a lot of people mess up. That's why I'm doing it this way so you can see. All right, so if magnitude 0 is less than magnitude, okay, so now we need an if, right? So right here, we're going to put the if, but that's the coding. Okay, that's all the coding. That's not pseudocoding, right? All right, so this brings us back to this. This is the flow chart, right? That's an actual program, though. So how do we write that? Any ideas?
No.
Okay. I'm going to grab this. Example, if student's grade is greater than or equal to 60. Okay. So now we need the if. Excuse me. All right. There we go. Set total to 0, set grade counter, blah, 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 blah. So these are not the codes, right? That's not the coding, right? So if, now we're going to put if diff is greater than 0, so now we're going to set right? Am I doing this properly?
I think so. Well, then don't you have to do the... Oh, I don't know.
Okay. If it's under 0, if 0 is greater than that, then we're going to set diff to diff times 1. But now you're seeing a problem here because I just took this number and equaled it to this times this, right? So this will now be set diff 1 equals diff times -1. See how I did that?
Yes.
Now the else, notice this says print the average. So set diff, so diff 1, we're setting again, right? Diff 1. Whoops. Okay. So now I have my diff 1. All right. Now the user age, let's say, is 38. 40. So the diff comes back -2, right? 38 minus 40 is -2. Now we're going to set diff 1 to -2 times what? What do we have to do that with?
Again, I don't know if I'm following you. Sorry.
That's fine. -1. So a negative times a negative gives a positive number, right?
Yes.
All right. Else set. Now, do I need to do that? No, I can just put, notice, this is no longer needed with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so set diff, if diff is greater than, okay, else. Okay. So now else set. Now what do we give instead of set? Set, okay. So now we're going to do set. These should actually be lowercase, but for this purpose, it's not going to matter. That one I did put in there as lowercase, I believe. Okay. So now the set automatically becomes the final price, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that will still be, this is 2Fs. There we go. Now we're back to DIFF. Now what I don't have here, I'm going to insert a column to the left. Something I'm missing is my output, right? All right, so now my output, I give the final. All right, so we're going to call it diff1 is that, or diff is just, will be 2 in that case. For the output, it becomes diff because this is now the same as that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a case where the if-then statement, I made it the same. So I really didn't need to do any of that, did I?
No.
But for example purpose, it works great. So the output will be 2, right?
Yes.
All right. But I need a name there. I've already put it in the set, remember? Now I'm just making the output of that, which is 2. See how I did that? The 2, and then did the math. It came up with that and that. If it's not a negative, then this isn't going to happen. This will stay. And that's the difference right there. So, 1 minus. Now here we put the other one. Set diff. Okay, so that puts it right back to that. Enter. Output. Diff. And now stop. So there we have it. That's how we would do that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. That's how you're doing the assignments. Then you're going to, once you put them into the Word document, Okay. Submit the assignment link to submit your work. Click the submit assignment link. Okay. Submit assignment link opens. Select upload file. Now, this doesn't tell you how to name it, does it?
No, it does not.
Mm-mm. So, I'm not going to be picky on the name. I'm going to allow everybody to do the name that they want, okay? So you're going to upload one document, an MS Word document or a Notepad document, whichever you choose. And you're just going to place that into your assignment, your submissions link. If you have any questions, please let me know, and we'll go from there. Do you have any questions?
No, but I'm sure I will.
Okay. As we're looking, we'll figure that out. All right. So that does that. And that ends class for tonight. Thank you for coming to class.
Thank you.